Eminence. Go throw them knees up in the air.
Nine, 8, 7. We have a go for main engine start. 4, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff.
My better than Selena, Rihanna, and Ariana, Angelina, Tatiana, Serena, Gina, and Autumn all combined. She be a diva. They said, get it, man, I gotta mess with me. We got a problem, and that's word to my mama. You don't wanna act up, or it's you better back up before you get snatched up and you can't get back up. I just chill and stack up, cause I don't got a lack of self-confidence. I got enough to pass up, face up. And she wear my Pauly chain, man, I swear it's so insane. The way that she play this game, none of them ever play my game, because none of them maintain none of the things that I bring to the table. I'm able to spin the words like a tornado, it's volcanoes and boots. You know Pauly be the truth, the way he's speaking the truth. And they can't handle the truth. Nah, they can't handle the truth. I'm like, ooh, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? Ooh, hey, what's up? I'm like, ooh, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? Ooh, hey, what's up? I'm like, ooh, hey, what's up? How you feeling today? I know the way I say this drives you crazy today. I'm like, ooh, hey, what's up? How you feeling today? I know the way I say this drives you crazy today.
What is up, SFL Nation? And we are back with my fourth and goal interview. And I have here with me the beautiful, the lovely, the wonderful, the talented Miss Skippy MF Curtis. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you, girl?
I'm doing great. I'm so glad to have you on here, girl. You don't understand. Like, as soon as you came in the league, I was just telling you, like, kind of off camera. As soon as you came in the league, you came in like guns blazing, all gas, no brakes. Like, but I am here, and I want you to know that I'm here. So I'm glad you are.
I got you. I see you.
So, Skippy, tell us about yourself. I would like to know your age. If you want to give us that, then that's fine. But your hometowns, an interesting fact about yourself, and then your favorite NFL team.
All right, let's start with the fun one.
Yeah.
Obviously, my name isn't Skippy. It's Ashley.
Yes.
And I got this nickname from a friend of my grandparents. My grandparents took us on vacations, me and my siblings. They took us on vacations for our graduation presents from high school. Mm-hmm. And I'm like down with the old people and stuff, you know, so I'm hanging out with them, and they're like my grandparents' friends and stuff. And this guy named his name is Bob, but we were playing this card game or this board game, and he's like, well, my name is Bob, but my friends call me Hank. And so for the rest of that whole trip, I started calling him Hank, and then he started calling me Skippy. And I've had this nickname for 10 years now, and it just stuck. My whole family calls me Skippy. The whole community of SFL calls me Skippy. My kid calls me Skippy.
It's not mommy, it's Skippy.
Yeah. When she's mad at me, it's Skippy. Other than that, it's Mama.
So good, you know the difference, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome, girl. So who's your favorite?
Go ahead.
Team? No, you good. You good.
NFL, I don't know anything about sports.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I came into this league because of Chris, and we were just friends at the time. And he's like, "Well, I got to do this broadcasting thing," and I'm like, "What do you mean broadcasting? What is that? What are you doing? What is this? Who are these people? I've known you for 10, 12 years, and this is new all of a sudden. What are you doing?" And so I sat with him while he did he broadcasted a game, and I'm like, who are all these people? Why is your Discord going ham all the time? And so I started with the community, and and I realized that, like, these are decent people. This is a decent community. Let's go. I could be a part of this. I don't have to know anything about sports to be here.
Indeed. Indeed. And that's the beauty of it, because it appeals to everybody for different reasons. And it's funny that you mentioned that, Curtis had brought you in, because my first time meeting you was at the convention last year. And when I tell you, I had so much fun watching the interaction between you and Curtis when we was at Maggiano's. Oh my God. Hilarious. And I knew that you guys, that you guys were perfect for each other, and you guys were definitely partners in life, because some of those pranks that you pull are classic. But
we weren't even together then. It was because of the convention and the interactions that we had at the convention that I really started looking at him like, oh, you could be more than just my friend.
Oh, look, see, SFL bringing people together. See, Cam gonna take credit for one more thing,
Get out of here, Cameron.
But no, that's good. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. So what's the interesting fact that people don't know about you, Skippy?
I am double jointed in almost every joint in my body.
Ooh, I've seen that. And that can be kind of crazy looking at times. Like you can fake a break and oh my God, it broke, and you're fine this whole time. Have you done that before?
I really freaked out Chris once. I dislocated my shoulder, and I was like, oh man. We were roughhousing, and I was like, oh my God, my shoulder. And he was freaking out. Oh my God, do we need to call an ambulance? Do we need to go to the doctor? Like, are you okay? I'm so sorry. And I'm like, no, I'm just messing with you. It's fine.
I would have been mad.
He was mad.
You got me over here worried about you, girl. And you over here just pick your shoulder off and put it back. Oh my God.
He is so much fun to mess with.
I can tell. So what made you choose the cornerback position of all the positions that are offered?
Well, see, because I didn't know anything about sports and I didn't know like what positions were what, I started doing some research when I decided to make a player. And I learned then that the cornerback was like on the opposite side of the field from the wide receiver. And Chris was a wide receiver. I'm like, oh, okay, it's going to be a Curtis on Curtis right now. Come on. We had to go head to head.
You're going to cover him like a blanket, huh? Hey, I bet. That's good. I like that. That's a friendly rivalry that you have. And then...
Oh, yeah, we're always in competition.
I love it. And it keeps things healthy. It keeps things engaging, So you were one of the fortunate rookies to get drafted. First of all, tell us about your SFLm experience, and then what did it feel like to hear your name called, Skippy?
All right. I love my rattlesnakes. Shout out to my Lincoln rattlesnakes, all of you, every single one of you. Come on. There was like 19 of us pulled. That was incredible.
Right?
So I'm getting in there. I'm just meeting all of these fresh new faces. I've already been I've been in the league since like season 17, right? And so I'm getting to know all of these major players and all of these other people. And now I get to be one of the rookies, right? I'm starting from the bottom. But I got an advantage a little bit, and it was great. Because I'm talking about all these people and everybody else is like, who's that? Who's this? I'm like, oh, okay. And so playing for the first time in the SFLm was incredible. Watching my player get her first interception. Well, I didn't go very far with it, but it was something, and it was incredible. And I was so excited. I fell. So when I get to laughing so hard, I can't stay still. I end up on the ground. So I was on the floor, like in tears, excited as hell, just laughing.
Man, you should have caught that on camera. I would have loved to see that.
And going through and I was like, man, what more can I do for my team? What more can I do for my team? And so I started the scouting process, and I had no idea that it was so inclusive and so time consuming, and so like it's a meticulous process, and I love it. And I feel like I'm more than just my player on the field, you know. I'm helping out my team, and so I loved that. And then getting my name called, my Skyhawks, I'm telling you. I've known Harish from Curtis's streams for quite a while now. He was one of the first people I ever met in this community, and learning that he was like owner of the Skyhawks, and I was like, these are my people. And I knew a while ago that I wanted to be a Skyhawk, and when it finally happened, I was absolutely overjoyed. I can't even tell you. I have no words. I'm still I'm shaking. I'm so excited.
Mm-hmm. I get it. I was there. I totally understand you. And it's a beautiful thing. And you know, it's funny because if I was asked who I thought you would be going to, I would probably have said Carolina first or LA. Just because of the kind of energy that you bring. You bring that nonstop, like laugh out loud. If I'm feeling bad, let me go holler at Skippy for a second. She's gonna make me feel, you know, whatever I was thinking about, I won't be. You know,
I have terrible jokes for days.
I bet. And you, like I said, you fit right over there with the with the Skyhawks, you know.
Like I said, I can behave. I just don't like to.
Oh, I know.
I like to push that boundary just a little bit.
I noticed you were a lot more. Let's see. You're a lot more reserved now than when you first started, I should say.
I am. We gotta change that.
My bad, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry in advance, y'all.
I'm not. Let's go.
Oh, but seriously though, like you will definitely fit really well over there in the locker room with Carolina. I mean, their antics, the bantering, the family, the camaraderie that they have over there. I've interviewed James Klein, I've interviewed Harish many times, and having a chance to talk to them over there, I know what ball club we're going to, and I think it's a perfect fit for you. And I can see you being over there for a very, very long time.
That was my goal coming into the SFL. I wanted to find a team that I was going to stay for a long time. And I think I've done that. I found a new home.
Awesome. Good luck to you, Skippy. I really wish you the best. Now, you mentioned scouting. Are you going to be scouting for Carolina too?
Maybe.
Okay, I'll take that. I don't want to break no news too early, you know, if that's what's happening. But it's good, because I was going to ask you if you plan on doing anything else within the community besides being a player. Anyway, like did you want to join Curtis on the broadcast? You know, oh, that'd be crazy. Oh, you two on a broadcast together calling the game?
No.
Oh.
Oh no. I have a really bad mouth, so that probably won't be the best idea.
Never mind. Scratch that. We'll find something else for you to do. Trust me. We can write articles. We can do podcasts. We can do. But I really encourage
I have a couple of things in consideration, but I'm not confirming anything yet.
Oh, okay. I can't wait to see what you got coming. Especially with Harish and you and Siobhan. Yeah, I already know.
I'm here to create chaos and then just sit back and watch the mayhem unfold. This is what I enjoy. This is what I like to do.
Hey, warning. Everyone, she's warning you for fair warning. You know, you heard it here first.
That's not a threat. That's a promise.
I love it. I love it. So some fun questions for you before I let you go. I want to know, what do you think that is currently considered a sport, Skippy, that should not be? Like, why are y'all saying this is a sport when clearly that is not?
All right. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this. I think okay, so maybe not. I think swimming is not a sport, it's more of a talent.
Yeah, I can see why you would say that. I had someone say synchronized swimming. I think it was Colin. He was like,
Colin?
Yeah, I think he was like, this whole synchronized swimming thing. Like, I don't, why are we all dancing in water? So, I mean, I get it. I get it.
I mean, if you have that talent, please, like, you do you, please.
Do you. That's it. I mean, I just don't understand, but that doesn't mean that you don't do what you got to do,
Exactly. You are on my level. I love it. I appreciate it.
I love it. And you said you have, before I say that, what are your thoughts on women in esports, period? Like, what is some advice for that you would want to give a woman thinking about, or girls, like even our daughters, that may want to join an esports league or join sports, period?
So my big anxiety to joining some sort of league or some sort of sports team was that women are not primarily in leagues and sports teams like this. This is like a guy thing. And I was very apprehensive to like come into this league and show people who I am and that kind of thing, because I'm a woman. It is what it is. I'm a female, but I'm not a lady. However, I'm still a woman, and being a primarily male dominated, what's the word? A community, I guess. It's intimidating to come in as a woman and not feel sexualized or degraded or demeaning. And this league in particular, I've seen a lot of leagues that are just like that, and I don't appreciate it at all. I appreciate being treated like an equal and being heard for the person that I am, not just my gender. And this league in particular has not shown me that whatsoever. I took a very long time to figure out, because that's not something somebody can just tell you, right? So I took a long time to get into the league and learn the community and talk to the people and figure out what this league is all about and how they would accept me as a female. And I appreciate beyond belief that this community can do that, like, without question. It's all inclusive and I love it.
And that's important. That is one of the most important things, I think, to me, because when you're dealing with anything online, you never know what you're going to get. You could portray yourself to be one thing, and then when you finally, you catfish, you could, it's a whole bunch of different elements of being online. Right. But when you do have a place as genuine as this, of course you got a few tiffs here and there, but like in the grand scheme of things, people leave, they retire, but still will be a part of the community, or they would retire and then come back to the community. You got people that's been here since freaking season 1, and we're almost at season 20 now. So it means something different to everybody, but you're all here for one collective reason, and you stay here for that, which I think is totally dope. And we add more people to the fold that believe in it, and it's a good thing, and it's something that's organic. It's not something that's forced, and I can appreciate that too, so. Right.
I think the thing that I would say to girls and people who want to get out there and try new things is just literally just be yourself. trying to come in and be somebody else is not going to be genuine enough for you to appreciate the type of people that you're interacting with.
Great advice. Right? Because, you know, some people come in with the thought process of maybe having to role play as a certain individual or do that. You'll get farther just being yourself, and I promise you it's a lot easier because you got to stay in character when you're like on shows like this or when you're out. But if you're being yourself, then this is easy. So
right,
man.
Like you said, I came in guns blazing, and this is just who I am.
That's it. You know?
Yeah.
And you immediately caught my eye. I was like, oh, okay. But that is what you do, though, and that's why you were drafted. That's why, you know, you found a home, because you were being yourself, but you were also putting yourself out there for people to get to know you and to know what you're about and to see the type of personality that you bring to someone's locker room and even to someone's life, girl. You know, looking forward to, you know, spending time with you and in the convention and just chilling and relaxing. And it's gonna be nice. But
I can't go this year.
Oh, you won't be there?
But mark my words. 2023 is gonna be lit.
I'm looking forward to seeing you then. Okay. Oh, man. So, do you have any other words of wisdom, any other advice that you want to give, or anything, you know, that you want to say to the season, you know, about anything? Even maybe a little disclaimer or a warning to all the other teams, you know, across the league about what Carolina's going to do.
We about to turn up.
Okay.
You best watch out.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Interceptions all day. Interceptions. Come on, Skip. Come on, we gotta talk. It's gonna be interceptions all day. I got you. You know.
Interceptions all day.
Throw it my way. Throw it my way. That's what you gotta do. We should have rehearsed this before we started, Skip. Oh, but yeah.
Oh, I can't. I'm not good at the trash talking. I can't throw shade. I push that line. I really do, but I can't. What you see is what you get. I'm just as genuine as anybody.
You don't have to worry about it because the rest of your team got you. I promise. Or whatever shade you don't know how to throw.
We want the smoke.
Yeah. And apparently it's going to be a lot of 27 other teams is going to be ready to give it to you too. So, but it's going to be great.
Bring it on.
All right, Skippy, but thank you so much for your time, lady. Do you have any shout outs that you want to give to anybody? Do you want, or, you know, you can sing a song or you can recite a poem. You know, that's always something. Great way to end off an interview.
I'm gonna give a shout out to the Big Daddy Cam himself.
Okay.
Just because I wanted to say Big Daddy Cam on camera. And of course, Chris Curtis and blah, 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 and all that mushy shit.
Oh my God. I wish you the best of luck, Skippy. I wish you
the best of luck too, Ash.
Oh, I meant to ask you. Did you have any questions for me before I let you go? Anything you want to ask me?
I should have thought about this.
Well, don't worry. I promise you this won't be the last time you on here. So you can come back anytime you want to. Now think of your questions and I'll answer them for you. Okay?
I have one.
Yes.
How long does it take you to do your hair every day?
Depends on what I'm trying to do. If it's a simple I braid my hair 6 different braids usually, and then I take out each section and then I tease it just like this. That can take anywhere from 45 minutes to about an hour and 15. Just depends. I don't wear makeup. I don't do none of that other stuff. So all of that time that every extra girls spend doing it, I can't afford to be wearing no makeup. Hell, you just gonna take me forever to get ready. Shit.
I mean, I can afford it, but you don't want to see what I'm gonna paint on my face. I'm legally blind.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Why do you think me and Chris are so perfect for each other?
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, yeah.
I'm
It's
only
perfect.
joking.
But
No, I found him, and he was a good dude. So.
oh yeah, I could tell that. I mean, I knew that when I was, like I said, when I was around you guys, when we were at dinner at Mangiano's, it was great. It was great because you could
Every
just see
time I bring him ice cream, I give him 2 spoons.
I'm gonna find that picture. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna post it just so people know what 2 spoons is about. Oh my god. Crazy. But Skippy, please come back and see me whenever you want to, girl. And maybe if you have some time, you can help me co-host the show sometime.
Oh, that would be dangerous.
Hey, I'm not. That's why I edit. I don't do live.
He's gonna need a lot of editing time.
I already spend about 8 hours a week doing this. Don't worry.
Okay. What's 6 more? It's fine.
I have the stop button ready.
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate you. I love you as a person. I cannot wait for more of these.
Me too, Rick.
Give me them digits, girl.
I got you. I got you. I'll see you soon, love.
I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
What is up, SFL Nation, and welcome back to my off-season interviews. And a lot of times during the season, of course, I have these interviews, my 4th and goal interviews, but these are more of like the chill interviews and more of the kind of the relaxed ones where I'm just kind of catching up with people that have been on the show before, things like that. So I have here with me good friend of mine, Mr. Van Lacey. And first of all, I apologize. It's been so long since I've had you on. You've been trying to reach out, and I'm sorry. It's just been
that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, things have been a little hit and miss with me lately because just my schedule and everything I'm trying to take care of. But thank you for having me on.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. So, what's new? What's happening with you since our last talk?
Let's see. I'm no longer with LSG.
Well,
I am now with the Canton Classics, and I'm loving it. The locker room has been great. I like everything the front office has done. And yeah, things are good.
I'm so glad you said that because I was wondering if you was gonna bring it up or if I had to be the one to bring it up. Okay, so
no, I did you a favor.
I'm so glad you did. So when we last spoke, Lone Star was it for you. Like, hey, this is what I'm gonna be. This is my home, and I was like, all right, cool. I could have had JNAZ, but that's where you want to be. Hey, that's it. No, that's cool. That's cool. But what happened? And how? First of all, what did you think about Lone Star's season as a whole? And then what ultimately made you decide to want to test free agency?
Well, first question, what I thought about our season, I'm very happy with our season. I wish we could have won. We could have ended it like we all wanted with a championship. We had a great season. Everything went great until the last game. We surprised a lot of people, including yourself. And we got a lot of gratification from surprising the naysayers. That really drove us to compete better and be more focused. And I'm speaking from the coaching staff point of view, more focused on game planning and making sure everybody got our progressions in. In fact, I don't think anyone on Lone Star has ever missed a progression since I was there in the past 3 seasons. So I love Lone Star, very dedicated team. I'm a huge super fan of Ike McBride. I am.
Yeah.
And both on the field and off the field. She is such an amazing woman. Now, what led me to the decision to leave Lone Star? I think a lot of people have to realize, first and foremost, I came from San Jose Flight.
Mm-hmm.
San Jose, when I was there as a player, the head coach was Coach Craven and Doug Day. Well, Doug Day he helped with the progression. So Doug Day and Coach Craven decided they were a part of Lone Star.
Mm-hmm.
They were a huge reason as to why I wanted to be on Lone Star. Them, Coach Craven, Doug Day, Dave Axis, and Charles Dockery. Those four, along with Ace Finnick, they were a huge part in me joining that team. And I have much gratitude to all of them. But progressively, I started noticing, okay, we lost Coach Craven and Doug Day. They both left, went to Louisiana. Okay, that was a hit. Then got the news that Dave Axis was leaving. That was another hit. Then I heard that Charles was selling the team and he was leaving. So I'm like, wow, these are all people that I have a close bond with even today. And it just made me start wondering and whether it was time for the baby bird to leave the nest. And I came to the conclusion that, yeah, it's time. It's time for me to branch out and look at other opportunities. I do appreciate everything Lone Star has done for me and my family as far as bringing exposure to my son and my son's case. However, at the end of the day, I got to do what's best for me. And I felt like to move on at this point in time was best for me. Now, I was almost at Arizona. I'm not going to lie to you. I was almost going to Arizona. You guys have some fantastic people on Arizona. Sean Moore, that's my brother. Eddie Gage, shout out to you, Eddie. You're a great dude. I enjoy all of our conversations. Every time we talk, even when we talk in person at the convention, you're a good dude. And of course, Ashley, you're my sister from another mister. So I was close to joining Arizona. But with that being said, I help out with San Jose Flight as an assistant coach in the capacity of player development with progressions and everything. And I got really close with Christian Alexio and Adam Chance through, San Jose Flight. So they told me of their idea, just through our general conversations, and things started, sounding really good. And they blew me away with their ideas and how they are really changing from the SFL just being a simulated league into more of a real life experience. And some of the ideas or things that I want to do as far as reaching out to the community, helping out with the youth, those are things that are very important to me. So my ideas aligned very well with what they're doing. And, at this point in my life, I really want to reach back and help others. And I really feel like I'm going to get a legitimate chance to do that with Canton Classics, So that's pretty much why I decided to move on from LSG and why I chose Canton over other teams.
Yeah. Well, you did a great job. I mean, I admire what they're doing over there. I mean, it's another example, and I've always said that they, added some spice, brought something new and fresh into it.
Right.
And it's a good thing, and you fit very well over there. Like I know the roster. I'm looking at the roster. I'm like, geez, it's pretty much all my friends. Crazy.
Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to contributing.
And you will.
Yeah,
you will.
So,
and I love the story. Because I know, for one, you are a loyal dude. Wherever you are, that's where you're gonna be. And if you are not happy, I know that you're the type of person that will voice that opinion, or voice your opinion as to why. And unfortunately, if it falls on deaf ears, if things are not changing, then you're paying your money like everybody else, and you want to get that good experience. So I'm glad that you made that move to be happy, man.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. I wanted to know, because I watched Eddie's show when Dave was on there, and I wanted to know from someone that was on the team with him last year, of him being here, last season, when he came out in Atlanta's gear, knowing that he was just on Lone Star, knowing that he just competed with you guys in the final game, how did that make you guys feel?
Well, I can only speak for me. It didn't make me feel bad in any kind of way.
Good.
I know what Dave's heart is, and his heart will always be with LSG, whether he's in the league or not. Good. Dave has he's reached out to me since he left the league. He's still on Discord. So I wasn't offended. I know that's where he first played, and that's where he got his ring. And I feel like he was trying to prove a point that, hey, regardless of how this game goes, I have a ring, But I wasn't offended at all. Dave, in fact, I talked to Dave last week. Yeah, he reached out to me last week to see if I was going to Vegas. But I wasn't offended, and I'm not privy to any type of information as to whether anyone else on the team was offended. No one said anything, at least not in the locker room. Mm-hmm. Now, there may have been some DMs. I don't know.
I was just curious. Because I saw some mention of that in the chat that night, about just mentioning like, hey, why isn't he in LSG colors? I mean, I thought it was a little weird, but at the same time, I also understood for the same reasoning that I wanted to go out as a champion. I wanted to go and show what the accomplishment that I made. So.
And that's how I took it, Yeah. And as far as me, the type of person I am, I think most people in the locker room knows that if there's any type of negativity that's being spoken, I'm not really the one to entertain it. Mm-hmm. So even if there were negative comments, it probably wouldn't have been said to me. At least that's my mindset. That's how I'm taking it.
And, neither here nor there, but I was just kind of curious as to if that had an effect or not,
No, not on the team, not in the locker room.
Cool. That's good to know.
From my perspective.
I like that. So, since you are on Canton, is there a team that you're looking forward to playing a little bit more than others on your schedule?
You already know. Yes, I'm looking forward to week 1, Minnesota.
Oh, that was hilarious in Gen Chat the other day. I just saw.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Minnesota. Yeah, the back and forth, that's very entertaining. It's funny. But I have my reasons for Minnesota that I'm not really going to discuss right now.
Okay.
I may say something week 1.
Okay.
But others know.
Okay.
Others on Minnesota's roster know why I'm gunning for them week 1.
Oh. Personal vendetta, huh?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We don't call you the hitman for nothing, huh?
Absolutely. I'm looking for those pretty boy wide receivers to try to come across the middle. I can't wait. And but the other team is Queen City.
Really?
Yeah. Queen City.
I remember.
You remember.
I remember.
The whole lucky bit. That didn't sit well with me. However, to his credit, J.R.Lawless, he's a man. He stepped up, apologized, and I appreciate that. But as far as some of the other stuff that was said on the YouTube channel for Queen City, nah, that didn't sit well with me. Diggs. But yeah, so those are the two teams.
Okay. I don't even know what to say about that.
And I look forward to playing.
Okay. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be real interesting to see how things shake up. You know, I actually called Mike All yesterday, and I congratulated him on the fact that he successfully signed, got together all these free agents, and you guys didn't have to draft as an expansion team. Your first season. Like, who does that?
That dude is, man, he's extraordinary. He's so funny, and he's great for the locker room. I enjoy talking to him every time. And, when, I first met him in person at the convention, and when I did, I was like, is this dude hilarious like this all the time? All the time. And he actually is. So, but yeah, he's great.
You remember that special shirt he decided to wear at the pool?
Oh, yeah.
If I find that picture, I'm going to put it up.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
But nobody could think about something like that but Mike.
No, man.
But yeah, it's gonna be a fun season. It's gonna be exciting. It's going to be very competitive too. I think with all the new teams. Man,
I'm ready. Yeah.
So what do you think about the expansion teams as a whole, not just Canton, but like even Indiana, even Minnesota, that just the fact that we have 4 new teams to add to the fold,
I think some of them did better than others at developing their players. I mean, their team. Some came out with the obvious plan, and some kind of, in my opinion, just seemed like they were just shooting from the hip. I really like what Indianapolis has done. And I'm going to leave it at that as far as the expansion teams. I mean, other than Canton. But they all have some great people in the locker room, on the field. But the proof is in the pudding, and we're going to see in pretty soon how that pudding tastes.
Okay. It's a few of y'all on here, a few of y'all on Canton that kind of know how to
Hey, but I do want to say shout out to my brother Jeff Banfield, who's on Indianapolis. I'm so happy and proud of him, and I wish him nothing but the best. That dude, since day one when we met, he and I have gelled and so well, It's like every time we play each other, he wears number 4 in tribute to my son Evan, and that means so much to me. You know, last season I think we played and he wore number 4, and I didn't even ask the league to change my number that game, but he did, and he was given permission. And just knowing why he did it, oh man, it was heart tugging. You know, heartwarming, overwhelming. But yeah, Jeff Banfield, you know, that's my dude, and I wish nothing but success for him and Indianapolis as a whole.
Okay, very nice. What do you think about the TV deals that we got with ESTV and the ability to be able to actually have the convention in Vegas at the HyperX, like all of that good stuff is happening?
Hey, the more visibility we can have as a league, the better. I mean, it's obviously helping us in so many ways. The more people see it, there's more people are going to want to join and tune in. You know, we're really hoping that the city of Canton, you know, we're hoping that we're very visible. In fact, I know Christian and Adam are, you know, from my understanding, they're going to be doing radio shows in Canton. You know,
Nice.
They've already been there to the Fatherhood Festival and was able to generate a whole lot of interest for the team. In fact, they were actually to recruit somebody from Canton to be on our team who's going to be very instrumental. Doug Six, our punter, and who's an actual former punter, collegiate former punter. You know, so just having him there and maybe he'll be able to help reach out to the community or whatnot. That's going to be very beneficial.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And tell him I would love to have a conversation with him too.
Okay, will do.
Mm-hmm.
Will do.
But I think that's awesome. I think that when you're able to show an example of how to take the league to the next level by adding real world elements, real world players, things like that, that is very appealing. And when I can go and just talk to an actual quarterback and like, hey, so I know you see me out there. What do you think I should work on? You know?
Right.
So I think that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope.
Yeah. And another thing I know that they're working on is, you know, to get the Canton Classics on the local news. So whenever the Bengals and the Browns are being discussed after their segments, hey, guess what? It's the Canton Classics highlights.
Dope.
You know, so once again, that's bringing back that real life experience and interest, and that can only help the league as a whole. You know,
definitely. I've actually only seen that one time, and that was the Tulsa Desperados. They were able to get the team and their highlights and everything on the news in Tulsa. And I was that is dope.
Yeah. So it's things like that, those type of, you know, getting these different TV avenues or whatnot is only going to help all of us.
Indeed. Well, hey, I wish y'all the best. I really do. Now, you do understand that, you know, your owner decided that he wanted to make a bet with me, right? You know about that, right?
I already know. But
okay.
KJ and Ethan Kai.
Yes, and Cam Curtis decided he wanted to stick his foot in it too.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Go Cam.
You jump in that. Adam was smart. He was like, nah, I'm just gonna stick with the meme thing. I was like, all right, cool, you can do that too.
So wait, are you trying to pull me into this as well?
Yeah. I'm gonna have the whole team wearing Arizona. It's gonna be 2 Arizona Scorpions team within this thing.
Oh, you're so funny. Although I do have confidence in Mike and how successful we will be,
You gonna be the smart man and not do it. I got you.
Right now.
Yeah, I know. It's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna have enough of y'all wearing them, so it's cool. You know.
Now maybe we need more Scorpions to get in on this deal.
I might be able to see what I can do.
Yeah, I might have to reach out to Sean Moore, big dog.
Well,
make that bet.
If you do it, then I can get Sean to do it.
We'll see. I'll reach out to him and I'll let you know.
Okay. I mean, hell, I could dial him up right now. I mean, he on my team. Hey, what you? But yeah, man. So yeah, I'm looking forward. I'm ready for this whole season to start, and you know, for us to, you know, to really get the ball rolling. Because I've seen it's just when you look in general chat now, it just seems like it's lit. It's like it's on fire with everybody. It's just in excitement and just raining memes and, you know, talking their trash and stuff like that. So, yeah.
What's funny is, you know, the trash talking, especially, I think it went on last night, you know, between Minnesota and some members of Classics. We feed off of that in the locker room. We laugh about it. We say, you know, joke about it. And, you know, it's almost put up a shut up time. So let's go.
Indeed. Because you know. All I'm going to do is look at the camera and the 1-0. But hey, man, thank you for stopping by. And I was wondering, is there anything else that you wanted to share with us that you perhaps didn't get a chance to earlier, or, you know, before I let you go?
Let's go Classics. Much love, LSG. And Minnesota, I'll see you week 1.
Ooh, okay. You got a question for me before I let you go too? I meant to ask you that. I actually meant to ask you that before I asked you the other one.
I think I'm good for now. But if something come up, it'll be on the next show.
Okay. Sounds this. Just so you know, I am opening up the floor. So if y'all have a question for me, I'll answer it, or I'll do the best that I can.
Right. You always do.
Yeah, I do. But you have a good one, huh? What'd you say?
I said it's been great. You do as well.
Man, it has been great. Man, I just don't want you to be a stranger. I don't want you to take 15 years to come back and be on the show, because you actually told me you were going to help me co-host. Sometimes. Yeah. So
I know.
I'm still going to help. I'm holding you to it. It don't have to be every week, but at least once.
Oh, and as far as the music, I told you about my music too.
Remind me.
Remember I told you I was getting into producing music.
Right. And then we didn't talk about it no more. So I need some tracks.
My laptop crapped out on me. Yeah. So I need to get another laptop and basically start over. So
you lost everything?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I didn't have that much, but it's a pain. But
yeah.
But I'll work on that once I get everything sorted out.
And listen, you know, I will use your tracks just like Pauly Truth made my theme song.
I know, and that was hot.
I tell you, and everybody keep asking, like, just go see Pauly. Pauly is Mike Osai, he does tracks. Lloyd Graham Jr. I don't know if you saw what the Baltimore did. That whole music video was off the chain. I'm like, y'all just had a whole video.
Yeah.
So
right. Shout out to Baltimore too.
But yeah, whenever you get your music, man, please let me know. I'll promise you, because I'm not getting paid for my shows. So some of the music that I use kind of gets copyrighted at times, but they're like, I mean, it's not like you're getting paid for it anyway. But if I can promote, some of my fellow SFLers that, want to get their stuff out there, I'll be happy to. It's a win-win for everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, but all right, I'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Take care.
All right. You too. SFL Nation. Welcome back to SFL Nights and my fourth and go interview that features some fantastic Portland fleet owners. And I was just telling them off camera that seems like Portland just decided they want to just let them know, that everybody know, the season 19, we out here. Had Jacob Ovett on last week. And now I have GM and a good friend, Mr. Nelson Lozano Jr. and cornerback and good friend, Mr. Derrick Majors with me this evening. How you doing, gentlemen?
What up?
What's going on? Doing good, for the most part. Like I shared a little bit before, I had a friend of mine that I lost today and got the information. So a little bit, good, but I'm happy to be here and I'm blessed to be here,
Absolutely, man. My condolences for the loss of your loved one, and we can definitely talk about that if you need to off air, okay?
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Anytime, brother.
Happy birthday though to you. Your birthday was this weekend, so happy birthday. Hopefully you got to experience your birthday and it was amazing and great and memorable, right? As all birthdays should be. You as well have gone through a very difficult year, as I have gone through a very difficult year last year, as we know. So I hope you made this birthday really, really, really something extravagant and big and memorable. Just because, like I said, we talk about something so great as your birthday, and then we talk about the loss of my friend. You can kind of see life is never promised, and we don't know how long we have. So, again, I hope it was a memorable one. I hope it was great, surrounded by your babies. I really hope that was the case.
It was. It really was. And I, even though it was a very simple birthday, it was very memorable, and I was grateful to even be able to see it. 38 years, man. Went by. It's going by fast too.
I feel you. I feel like it's like at one point you blink and you're like, man, this time is flying, man. Can we slow it down just a little bit?
I was just 25 yesterday. Like, what happened?
Yeah.
But
it's just how quickly life goes.
Right.
No, I feel you.
Right. But gentlemen, I mean, you both have been on the show multiple times in different aspects. When you first got here, of course, and then when you got into your respective positions. Derrick, I remember when you were quarterback, and I remember the first thing you sent me. I think we were doing audio back then. I'm not quite sure, but I remember. Yeah. So that's been a while since I see you. And
that was the interview. That interview that you're talking about, which was the Ottawa and Madison.
Yeah.
I don't know what you want to call it. It was like a promo. It was like a good promo, man. Because Derrick wasn't letting nobody slide on that side, being like, "Hey, what are you saying over there?" And vice versa, with Ottawa. So that interview is actually one of the interviews that really stood out to me, and why I say Derrick articulates himself very well. But he is that leader for being able to stand for his team when chips are down. Derrick has legit grit, and that's what we try to look for our players, is that grit, that perseverance to push forward when things aren't always at their best. And that's where you get the best out of people. So, sorry, I do have to give you kudos on that interview, because that interview is what really made me notice Derrick even more.
Appreciate that. I mean, just me being a quarterback and just me being a competitor, that just, you got to have that fire, man. You got to have that fire 24/7. So
yeah,
it's never going to waver. I'm never going to, hold my tongue, bite my tongue for anybody. So, you get what you get. So
right. I mean, you can, especially if you looked at it as the leader of your team, you're the leader of the offense, right. Or you're the leader of, your defense. People are going to look to you and how you respond. If you guys, and we're going to talk about this, of course, but when you don't have the season that you were hoping to have, how do you come back from that? Like, how do you inspire the locker room? Just, hey, guys, it's not looking too good right now, but we're going to go back to the drawing board and give it another try, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, coming from a player perspective, you know, I know Nelson's going to give his GM perspective on that, but from a player perspective, you know, you just have to, you know, take it day by day. You know, last season, of course, didn't go exactly how we wanted, but we ended the season on a high note. You know, we had something to build off of. We lost a few players in free agency, of course, but you know, we was able to draft some few guys that I feel as if can step in and, you know, take over that role. We have a young quarterback that we can, you know, that, you know, he led his team to the minor league championship, you know, and he came up a little bit short, but, you know, that's what type of caliber good players that we need, guys that have that experience and that we can be able to plug in and be able to play those, you know, play the position that we need them to. And, you know, with this defense, we have a lot of veteran guys on that defense already that knows how to, you know, that pretty much we already know what we're going to be able to, where we're going to be able to get done. I'm sorry. But, yeah. But as far as for myself, you know, I feel as if, you know, I didn't play up to my potential. You know, I just always have high expectations for myself. But you know, they killed the switch to Zeke being in DC for us now. I just feel as if you know, that's gonna put us over the top right there. And then our offense is gonna come together. Of course, we still have those same pieces. Zeke being our, you know, the centerpiece. You know, he's gonna get his, of course. You know, he's gonna get his, of course. So, but I'm excited all around. We already know what happened last season. We don't need to sit there and repeat that. You know, this is a new season for us. So, you know, I'm just excited for just to get out there already. So,
indeed, yeah. You know, as long as you learn from your mistakes that you made, so you don't repeat them, then yeah, absolutely. So go ahead, Nelson.
Yeah, no. You know, I think Derrick hit it right in the head. You know, it's not what we expected at all. It was very tough. You know, to sit here and tell you that every time we lost, we sat here with such a happy face. It was very difficult. One, because from the perspective of the front office, you know, we care for these guys. Like, I mean, Derrick's been with us since season 15. And I think about it, I'm like, man, you know, to lose, it's like, you don't want to disappoint the people that you've had like that, who've been with you for so long. And it was very difficult. And, you know, I tell folks all the time, you know, through losses, you learn how to cope with losses, how to look at things differently. And it's the same thing with us. That losing season is a season that helped us learn what we needed to do to be more competitive. You know, I always talk about like the first season, right? The first season when we went 2-10, we learned in that season that we needed to change our run game. We needed to change, you know, into how we were running, where, you know, fast forward, we get Zeke, and then boom, now we're one of the leading teams in rushing, you know, 3 seasons in a row. So it's something that, again, each time we lose, we gain because we're able to learn more from that. When you lose, you have to start thinking, well, how can I find ways to win? And I think that's something that we have really started to really take shape with that, right? With our coaching staff. Zeke and Mel are actually cousins. So they've been around each other for a very, very long time. So they know how to work with each other. If I could put a microphone in that room without, again, spilling any tea of what we're trying to accomplish, right? You'll hear them. The way they bicker, the way they challenge each other. It's hilarious, right? To say the least. A lot of times I'm on mute chuckling because I'm just listening to them. But again, you need that. You need somebody who knows you the best. And Zeke knows Mel the best, and Mel knows Zeke the best. So they're able to really push each other and really challenge each other. And yes, those challenges, like I said, can get quite challenging. I feel like them two together, that brain trust, the trust they've had for so long, is going to show this year with the work that they've done. But I'll tell you, that losing, you know, isn't easy. But the guys who decided, and again, we did lose people to free agency, something that was going to happen, and we do not hold any animosity towards those guys. Paul Funk, Gary Clem, Gary Burney, Bernard Patterson. Those gentlemen decided to move on, and again, they will always be fleet members of, you know, with us. The folks that did decide to stay, though, those are the folks that I have to give my utmost respect for, because again, true grit. That's something, again, that you can't really teach. I tell people all the time, I can teach you in this game, for example, I can teach you how to progress. I can teach you how the league, it works and all that stuff, but I can't teach you to have the initiative to do your progressions. I can't teach you how to be a good player, like have that natural spirit to want to uplift your partner. That has to come from you. And there's certain things like that you really want to see. And that's something that I feel like those veterans that have been here since season 15 especially have really shown, that true grit that you can't teach. It's something that you have to have. And again, that's something that I felt really helped out with the losing. When you can go through that and you can lift your brothers up all at once, it's not easy, trust me. But I definitely think at the end of the season we found a way, and we got a little bit of that win. You know, those 4 games at the end were definitely different from the other 10 games or 8 games that were prior to that. So I'm really excited for the future. Like Derrick says, that is now in the past. We brought in some fantastic people from the draft that I'm really excited about, and I think that they will also help the coaches get to the place that they want to be.
Mm-hmm. And it's good. It's good to reminisce on all aspects, right? Like what things didn't go, how things didn't go your way, and even the things that did, things that you were opportunities that you were able to capitalize on that perhaps surprised you. Even the free agency pickups that you had, the rookie pickups. So sometimes, when you lose, you gain something that you may need to get you to the next level. So, I've always been a fan of Portland. People, some people view you as underdogs. I mean, you could say that in certain instances, but then I think about those flashes of brilliances that I've seen with Ezekiel running down.
Yeah, he hard to stop. He hard to stop.
I think it's just, and it's just on our part. We just need to be more consistent. It's, the coaches. That's just all it is on our part. And the coaches, they put us in a great spot every week to be able to compete against these teams. And I mean, if you even look at, most of the games that we play, we pretty much have, we're in those games. We only by a touchdown or 2. So the last few weeks, we were able to get the offense rolling. OJ, when he was with us, he was pretty much playing the best that he played in his career for us. So, it's just things like that. We just need to build off that and see what we're good at, and just, continue to just hammer it down. And, that's all it is. And we have the coaches and we have the players that already know what we need to do to get all that done. So, we'll be fine. And it doesn't matter if we're underdogs. I mean, of course, we're going to be underdogs. We haven't won anything, and if you're up in the same, division as Vancouver, a team that a lot of people look at to be the automatic favorite to come out of there. Of course, we already got that. We already got that look on us. So it's fine. We'll take that. That's more motivation for us. So whenever we go out and play wherever we play, that's more motivation to knock them in the mouth. So we'll take that. We'll take that any day. And I'll sit there and ride for my team whenever, against whoever. So,
there you go. There you go.
It's about that.
Yeah, I think a lot of times, folks put us as underdogs because they don't really know us. They don't know the work we put in. Again, Jacob being such a newly owner to people, they didn't really know him like that. They hear Mel Davis and they have no clue who that is, right? I bet you walk past the street, you wouldn't know who Mel Davis was, but I promise you have to, because that man puts in so much work. And it's not even just so much work as a coach. It's so much work as a director of player personnel, ensuring that these guys have their progressions on time. He does all the work to ensure that they are so organized that you cannot make a mistake, right? Like your week 1 to week 12 is all lined out for you. You know what's expected of you. And I think that's why folks look at us as underdogs. I'm not on Gen Chat. We not in Gen Chat. We just not Gen Chat folks, right? We really ride with our squad and we really hold each other down, but we're not really Gen Chat folks. So folks don't really know us. And I've been out for so long. The show hasn't been, on for a while. So again, I think folks also, because they don't know who we are, they put us in that underdog, not knowing the work we put in to ensure that we're there, we're competitive, and I have to give recognition to these folks, and I have to give recognition to Jacob, because again, that's who we are. We won't say much, man. We gonna come and play hard, and we're not gonna say much, and we're gonna say a lot less even when we win, because it's just not something that we are. We here focused to try to win a championship. That's what we want to do. I'm not here for the rah-rah. I'm not here for the, hey, let me do X, Y, Z. Like, I'm here to win, but I'm here for my people. And, my time gets focused on ensuring that my guys feel that they feel engagement, that they feel that somebody cares for them on the team, that they feel like they can go to their front office and speak to us and feel like they have a voice. And that's where my focus is at. So if I'm not in Gen Chat, or if I do pop in there from time to time, my focus is on other things as well. And plus, too, we always talk about, Derrick always here, we always want to respect the time of our players. Have time with your family. If it ain't for my wife allowing me, but being understanding enough to say, hey, go ahead, baby, do this interview, right? You got to have that balance, and that's one of the things we told every single rookie and free agent that's the benefit to us, or we feel is a benefit, is that life balance. This is for fun. This is for enjoyment. This is for you to kind of say, hey man, I'm get to live whatever how I want to live in a football standpoint, and we want to have that, and we want to have you understand that at the end of the day, we are here for you as a front office, and we're here to ensure that you have the best experience possible. So that's where our focus is at, and that's probably why people say underdogs, because they don't know us. But hopefully they'll see this interview and get a better understanding of what we're about and the mindset that we have.
Indeed. And that's the reason why I do this kind of stuff, because it's one thing to look, from the outside looking in, to just look at a team for just the record, right? But it's another thing entirely to be able to hear from the front office, to be able to hear from the players that are actually in the trenches, that are involved in the locker room. You hear firsthand, and you have a better understanding as to what's going on there. And the fact that the family matters, the family aspect is the one that supersedes everything. So despite what you got going on the field, you got your brothers and your sisters to go back to and tell them about your day, or celebrate with you with your triumphs, or kind of cry with you when things are not going the way it should too. So I enjoy the league because it's so much more than just watching a group of us watching a simulation play out. It's more than that. I mean, Nelson, you and I have sat and had lots of conversations, various topics, and I don't even think I would have known any one of you if it wasn't for this place. And when I do hear stories and I see the camaraderie between even you two right now, it just lets me know that this is real. A lot of people will say, oh, it's whatever. Yeah, the game might be fake, but the stuff that happens is real. So
it's just because, I mean, all of us come together because one thing, we love the sport, right? So, I mean, that's where we should leave it at always. We all come together. It's just a fun thing to be around. And, whoever, Cam and all the people that's, first started this, that's what they did, because they love the game. And that's the way that I look at it always. I'm always going to remember that, until it's not fun for me no more, that's when I'm going to stop playing. So, but right now, I love it. So I'm just going to keep it going. Just keeps it going every day, honestly. The first thing I do when I wake up in the morning, I check my Twitter, check my messages, and I check the Discord just to see if any updates on, Portland news or anything from the league, just to make sure I'm caught up on everything. Right. Even though I don't say too much in the messages, you know, I'm still caught up on everything. So, you know, I just, you know, it got some of my life taken up right now, but you know, it's cool. I got that balance, like, you know, Nelson said, so it's all good.
Yeah, I think that's key. You know what I'm saying? It just, this can consume you so much that if you don't have that balance, spend time with family, spend time with, you know, do the things you need to do, I feel like it can consume you a lot. And again, I always talk about how Johnny on my show talked about how people consume the product. So like ever since he talked about that, I gotta give him props on having me think about that. But everybody consumes their product differently, and we try to give that to our players to know, like, hey, you'll be organized for the whole season. So because now you don't have to hit me up and wait for my message and be consumed to your phone and see what your progression is. You're already planned out for the whole season. You already know what's done, and now you could do that, boom, 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 2 seconds, and move on with your life and have fun and be with your family and be with the things that are more important to you. Because again, we talk about life itself, right? And that's where you have that. So
yeah, exactly.
Man, this is good stuff. Now, both of you actually, I don't know if you both had like a special message in particular that you wanted to get out. But like I said, it was funny because both of you kind of hit me up around the same time. So I didn't know if there was anything in particular that you wanted to say before I moved on to something else.
I mean,
go ahead, Derrick. Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say you go ahead, Nelson. But I mean, on my front, I don't know. I mean, this is just something I gotta get off my chest. I don't know if it's just me. I don't know if it's just a competitor in me or something. But I've been in this league for, you know, it's just going on my 5th season. You know, it's the 4th season. I just don't like the fact that I just been very consistent on everything I've done, I think. And I didn't get one All-Star nod in either, like, in any All-Star games. And I don't know if it just, like I said, I don't know if it's just me or it's just a competitor in me, but it just lights this fire in me also just to, like, I don't know. I'm just like at everybody's head this season. I just want to be like, I don't know.
Tell them they should be looking at you. I'm just gonna go crazy
for the season, man. I just got so much to say, and I just want to put it out there and just let this league know that I'm out here, man. I'm about to take this league by storm. I don't care who I gotta run over to do it, but I don't know, man. It's just, I'm bringing a championship to the fleet this season, man. It's just that simple, man. Because obviously you got to do a lot to get recognized. And honestly, I feel like I am the best corner up in this league, and I'm going to prove that this season. So that's what I have to put out there. So yeah, that's that.
Okay, Derrick. Ooh, I dropped the mic. If I had a mic, I would drop it. Well,
I'll tell you though, right? Like, Derrick is somebody. That's what I mean as a leader of this team. We all understand that. That's what we want. Like, nobody was happy about the 2-10, and we understand that. But like, again, we learn from these losses, and we learn how to be better through those losses. So that year is definitely a learning year for us, and we're so excited to go forward. But yes, like folks like Derrick, who, you know, should be looked at. Derwin Nuevo, a great DN with Robert Breyer, right? Like, there were 2 greats. Bernard Patterson when he was there, as well as Gary Burney. I mean, those were secret guys at those times. Now they're at other respectable teams, but these were people that were there that, you know, Mel Davis. I mean, this is the first time he hadn't gone to an All-Star game, but we are very happy that we had 3 at that time. But I think we could definitely have way more, and we have to show that to allow folks to see the potential that we always see all the time in folks like Derrick and everybody else.
Gotcha. And I think in time, everyone will, you know. And I like I said, I admire the fact that you guys keep that spirit up, you know, despite what you may see, you know, in Gen Chat. But, you know, like you said, some of you guys aren't really in there like that. And sometimes, I mean, it's cool, but sometimes, you know, when you want to focus, that ain't where you need to be.
That ain't the place to be. It's like being like on Twitter sometimes, right? Somebody says something wild and you're like, what's going on?
Oh, what you say? And then all of a sudden you get ready to go dive over there, and you just need to be focused. So, you know, it's
and you know, I think we, like I said, is understanding everybody's character in this, right? A lot of folks in this league have their own way of being who they are, right? And I think that gets misinterpreted when we don't fully understand everybody's personality or everybody's way of speaking. So I feel like Gen Chat is really a place where somebody who's trying to be sarcastic couldn't get cascaded as being sarcastic, and that person took offense. And because each person comes from a different walk of life, I feel like that gets mishandled, and now it's going to back and forth. I seen one recently that, you know, I stepped in just to say, hey, it's never that serious. If you guys are threatening to, when I see you, I'm gonna see you type stuff at this convention, it's never that serious.
Nah.
Whatever you might have got offended of, I'm pretty sure that person didn't mean it. I've heard stories in the past, like Harish and Andy talk about hating each other on the online space, but then seeing each other live in the convention and realizing they had a lot more in common than they really did. So I think it's just that it's hard. And that's why I tell folks, through text, it's all how your audience interprets it. When you can talk to somebody, they can hear the cadence in your voice, your facial expressions, your tone of voice that you're trying to use to purvey your message. And you can't do that in text. So I feel like a lot of times when folks want to get a message across of value, you never want to use text. Never. Because
I didn't know.
Okay.
All right.
So, coming on here, you know, I wanted to put myself back out there. You know, this last year has been a difficult one. You know, me going through what I went through took a lot of time, you know, took a lot of effort. And, you know, I wanted to come back in one way, shape, or form, you know, because this is what I love doing. You know that you hear when I have my podcast that I just love talking to people. I think everybody has a story to tell, whether you think you don't or not. You always have a story to tell. And I love that. I'm fascinated with hearing people's stories and walks of life and what they've been through and how they got to the place that they've been, you know, you're at. And I always seem to find that when you hear people's stories, you start seeing these commonalities between us. And now these stories kind of intertwine with one another. And that's what I love about doing the podcast. You know, we've been on shows together, and it's not even like, it's like we can go on and on and on, right? And it's because I enjoy the conversations I have with everybody. And I truly take an interest in people's stories. It's not BS, it's not anything. It's me literally listening to what you got to say. And sometimes I'm reacting on the spot on how I feel, because that's the type of person I am. I'm a very reactionary person. But those things, you know, just hearing everybody's story and what they've been through is really why. So I came on today. You know, it's great to have Derrick here with me, but my thing was to really come out here to put myself back out there, let folks know what Portland's doing, what we're about. If we're going to talk about the rookies, then, you know, why we chose those rookies or whatever you want to talk about, we can. But to show face again, to show how much I progressed in a year with, you know, me being stabbed to me losing my father. I've gone through a hell of a year last year. But, you know, this is what I talk about. You can't teach grit. I could go to the corner. I could cry. I could be, you know, overweight and feel sorry for myself for what happened, or I can do something about it and continue going in my life. And thank God that I have a wonderful support group with my wife, who has been amazing through the whole process. You know, she deserves, if there was an award I could give her that I could nominate her for, you know, best wife of the year, I'd do it. But it's honestly having a great support system. And in Portland, these guys in Portland have been such a great support system for me. Being there for me. I mean, shoot, when they found out I was stabbed, I mean, I got all types of messages from these guys. Even some say, man, I roll up to Maryland right now and we just get it on. So that really meant something to me, that these men, you know, were there for me and showed me how much I needed to appreciate what was going on. I've always lived my life on a way of like my first instinct, my first response, my first things. And I don't take the time to 100% think of every consequence when I'm in those situations. So to be in that and realizing it took me a complete year to be where I'm at. You know, a year and some change actually now, right? It's like, that's what I wanted to show out, to show people that been asking me, that been DMing me, Nelson, you okay? You good? How's everything? And to see that I'm still fighting. Not everything is perfect. I still experiencing the pains. I still fight through the pain, but I'm starting to, I want to show people that, you know, again, I was really down, and you can be really, really bad, but it's how you bounce back from it, how you persevere, how you continue moving forward is what really defines you as the person you are and your character. And that's what I wanted to show. That was the intention for the night, you know. For real, it was just to really give that and give folks an expectation what to expect from Portland this season and what we're trying to accomplish, because it's been a while since that. And I think with us not being in the media or us being out there, you know, folks can get it a little twisted, but you know, I want folks to really hear from the horse's mouth what to expect from Portland, and to also see that I'm doing good. I'm not perfect, I'm not great, but I'm moving in the right direction.
And I remember when you told me that, man, like, I couldn't believe it, you know, but I do admire your perseverance and the strength that it takes to be able to overcome something like that and still, you know, have the drive and the will to continue on even being here, continue on doing the things that you need to do. Because like I said, you could have folded a long time ago, but that's not Nelson. We talked many nights about the things that you've gone through in your life. And so when you told me that this was happening to you, I felt really bad. I felt really sorry. I felt really angry that happened to you. But I knew you was going to be just fine.
Yeah. You know, it takes time. It takes time though. You know,
It does. And you're still healing. You know, I mean, I've been there. Yeah. I lost my dad last year too, man.
Yeah, so last year too.
Bro, I know. And you always heal, you know, but you have a team. You have the SFL, you have your family, you have that support system, like you said, that's going to have your back. It's going to help you through. It's going to help smooth things over. And, you know, I can't wait to be on, the show when you bring it back personally, because I did like the whole radio vibe that you had going on too, you know.
Yeah, you know, I enjoy it, man. I have fun with it. You know, it's always, you know, it shares a little bit of me. You know, I've been raised in so many places, and I have so much influences on who I am that I always try to share that, you know, with the music I play. Of course, you know, when it's the podcast and I'm just playing whatever, you know, I'm playing whatever YouTube allows me to. But, you know, for an example, like what stood out was, you know, when Damon was on the show, I played Canton Classics, and we were laughing about it, and we were having fun with that. And that's who I am, you know, that's the person I am. And I think that's what has me even wanting to do the podcast, because everybody, it's just fun. It's just fun when you can connect with people and joke around and have fun. And it's a Friday night, you know, who wants to be on a Friday night on a boring show, you know? And you want to be, if you're gonna take your time on a Friday night when the weekend's about to start to come on my show and talk with me for 2 hours, I mean, hey, so be it. But, you know, at least let me make it fun and exciting. And I think that gave folks an understanding of who I am. You know, that's a good representation of the type of person you get to meet outside of my other values of my life, you know?
Mm-hmm. Beautiful thing. Gentlemen, it's a pleasure having you both on. I know it's really late. It's mad late. So I'm going to let y'all get ready to get out of here. But I can't let y'all go without giving you the last word. So that could definitely be a song, or definitely a poem, or it could just be a simple shout out. But right now, Derrick, I'm going to start with you.
Man, you know, I said everything I have to say, but actually I appreciate, you know, you having me. You know, it's been a while. You know, you actually, pretty sure you're my last interview like that I've been on, and you're my first in a while. So, you know, I'm glad for you to, you know, thanks for having me. you know, I'm just excited to get the season started, man. I'm just really, you know, go out there with all my teammates and, you know, just shut everybody up pretty much. So, you know, that's all I have to say. And again, I appreciate it. And I hope everybody out there stays safe. You know, it's a crazy world nowadays, but, you know, as long as you have those people that's in your corner supporting you, you know, you should be good. So.
Awesome, man. And don't be a stranger, Derrick. You don't have to take, you know, 4 years to come back.
You guys gonna be seeing me a lot this season, so don't even worry about that.
Nelson?
You know, I just really want to say, you know, thank you to everybody who still believed in the vision that we were trying to accomplish here in Portland. You know, I want to thank every single rookie I spoke to. You know, I wish I could draft everybody, but that is nowhere near even possible. And even some of the teams still didn't even get every rookie that they wanted, but we will not go to that section, right? But, you know, I want to thank those rookies for believing in us, to taking the opportunity to really get to know us as well as we got to know them. And just believing in what we're trying to accomplish. So thank you. Thank you to the free agent that came through, Randy Fats, for, you know, Fat the third, coming here to join Jaden Taylor, the rookie all-star, mind you, to come help Zeke and help out this line. And, you know, I just want to thank everybody that really has believed in Portland and that has honestly wanted to see us succeed and understands that. I mean, again, you're never going to stop the trolls in this league, right? But hopefully they understand that we do the work. You know, we're not a scrub team out here. Like, we really do put in the work and the effort. And I mean, there's some talented people here. There's no lie to that, right? I mean, Vancouver gets regarded because Andy has been here for so long. He's shown the proof is in the pudding. But with people like Andy, with people like T-Pat over there in Baltimore and everything else, with TJ, right? These are great people who know how to coach, and that's who you want to beat, are those great coaches, so you can also become better. So just because we lost doesn't mean that we're not trying to also get better and show that we're supposed to be here. It wasn't a fluke. We didn't win it for any other reason. We put in the work to win it, and we're doing it the right way. And yeah, look out for Portland, right? We definitely looking to make that splash. But I just want to say thank you to everybody, and thank you for also too for the folks when I was going through everything I went through. Thank you as well. It meant the world to me, and clearly you can see it helped me in the journey that I'm in now. So thank you.
Hey, good deal, man. Good deal. Before I, actually close, did y'all have any questions for me? I've been trying to do that lately. If you had a question for me, you can
ask. Let's see. Derrick, do you have a question first? I can come up with questions off the top of my head. So.
One, Nelson. Because I know you.
No, honestly, I don't. I don't have anything for you right now. But anything comes out, I'll ask you later. So, but right now, I don't have anything for you.
No. So that means I can ask two then. That means I can ask two because Derrick he gave up his. So I can ask two, right? That's the rule. Thanks, one each. Derrick, okay, this is the first one. First one is going to be really easy, Ashley. What were your thoughts about the draft overall? And were there any surprises for you in what you saw in the draft? You didn't have to draft this season. Everybody knows there was 3 teams that didn't have to draft, and you were one of them. But what were your thoughts? Like, how was everything? Do you feel like some teams really got better? Like, what were your overall thoughts and what were your surprises?
I think overall thoughts, I think the draft was successful. With the rookies, I mean, I too like to see everyone get a home. I made sure that I had like a little special note for them last show, like understand that that's not going to happen for everybody, and how you handle it after that is going to dictate to where you're going to find yourself on another on another team at the end of your SFLm season next season. So I think when talking to different owners, different teams, and trying to get a feel for what they needed, even when I was interviewing them, I think everybody pretty much chose who they thought would be the best fit for them. I'm gonna say I thought you guys were going for Jordan Sight personally. I thought that of course you got Cyrus Jive. That's absolutely amazing. I'm not even, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have chosen him, but for some reason I thought that he fit because I know you. I felt like his personality would have definitely fit with the Portland's locker room because he's so outgoing. He's like, hey, I'm out here. I want to do this. You see what he's getting on my show in the norm.
Yeah.
So, and he doesn't mind, and I don't know. I just thought that would have been
the pick.
I thought that would have been your pick, to be honest with you.
So the thing with us is, we had needs. Like, it's just legit, right? Like, look at the end. I mean, San Diego has to wait until players come in so they can fill up some of the gaps they weren't able to get in the draft. I think Seattle had some too, right? If I'm not mistaken. Like, these were things that we were trying to avoid. And Sight, Trevellis, and Dive, either one of them you're lucky to do. And there's still some great quarterbacks. I want to shout out Xander Moon.
And
Xander Moon didn't want to come up, and I respect that, but he's still somebody that you deserve recognition, right? So that if he would have said, Nelson, I want to be here too, that would have been a consideration. And everybody else in between, some folks didn't respond. Hey, it is what it is. But we felt like at the end of the day, the right quarterback would have been there. And, no disrespect to Sight, but it's about how you show that intention. You know how the draft is. At the end of the day are thinking about what's best for your team. And it doesn't really show well when you're not looking at the team's needs. You're looking at your own and being like, well, am I taking here? Am I going to be taking, like, I'm going to take you when I can. Understand, we explained to you, we got needs and we're trying to execute those needs. But if your main priority is I need to get picked in the first, I need to get picked here because I need to do that, that's not the characters we are. You know what I'm saying? I'm a person who, and Derrick knows this, if contracts are coming up and we got to cut some animations, I'm going to cut them. Right? I'm going to do the things that are best for my people. I don't care what's the best because it's the best for the team, not best for me. And I think that's, again, what we talk about, your brand, who you are. You manage your own brand. I always talk about brand. Branding is important. How you handle those situations. I'm outgoing, but I'm also very smart on what I say, how I say it. And I'm a very person. I look at both sides of the field before I speak to get the best answer possible or the best way of kind of getting my point across. And that's something that I could tell you with Jive is that when we were going through this process, just like with him saying, hey, this is what we're kind of needing to do, there was a better understanding with Jive of understanding. He was like, hey, this is whatever the team got to do, I'm here for the team to get better. That speaks volumes. Like I said, no disrespect to Sight. He took a shot at Jacob, which I felt like was a little slighted. And again, that is his choice. I know it hurts when you don't get chosen by a team that you wanted to play for, right? But he had an opportunity just like Jive. But when it came down to that, when I see that it's not going your way and how you respond to those are really going to be things that I pay attention to, especially with my rookies. Because you can see somebody like Derrick Majors, who's here right now, was an amazing QB. I was so shocked that he didn't get picked up when he was a QB. But he was somebody who showed me that when it was tough, he didn't buckle, he didn't fold, and he didn't write, hey, man, XYZ, screw all you teams. No. He was like, hey, this is what I want to do. And he has shown that. And I think that's again, something that we look for. That's my advice to the rookies too. Your brand is your brand. And you said it. If you don't have a good brand in this league, it becomes really difficult to start trying to get defined teams when you don't have a home. It starts being really difficult when you don't got nobody hitting your line and now you're getting real desperate. So that was something, again, at the end of the day, we were trying to get all needs taken care of because we just needed to get the QB out the way. And we felt like there was some really quality QBs there. But I think at the end of the day, to share what really separated Jive from Sipe was the reactionary after the point, right? The understanding that it came to the team, get your stuff out your way, because if you select me, I'm more than happy because I see that you care for your team so much, and understood that. And that goes volumes, especially for us as general managers, to know that our quarterbacks have that understanding that it's the team first, not them first.
Now, with Jordan in particular, he asked my advice about a few things, and even with dealing with teams. Obviously, he talked to you. Obviously, you guys had a conversation. And you can talk about it now because it's over with. But, you know, he wanted to know, how do you, you know, basically, what's the etiquette? And I told him that it's important for both team and player to have a conversation about what the expectations are first.
Yeah.
So if you know this team is run heavy, and you are a passing quarterback, and that's something that's important to you, and that's something that you and that team have to consider. Because if you're not happy, neither one of you are happy, then neither one of you, you're either going to cut him or he's not going to want to be there the next season. So I told him, and this is for any rookie or even a free agent, if you need to let what your expectations are out on the table, that way nobody is surprised, man. Because I know what your mindset is, and I don't know if he meant it like that, you know, how it was perceived. Although, hey, I wasn't there. I can't.
Of course, right? Like I think it's, again, there's a way of going about it. That's true. There's being competitive, and then there's being kind of like, I'll give you an example. When Jordan got picked, I mean, a lot of people come after him, and I know he may welcome it. But you always got to remember that you got a crew behind you. So when you jump, they jump. I'm not going to put them people to jump when they don't need to jump. And it comes from the mentality. I know Eddie would probably understand that, right? But when you grow up in the streets, you're responsible for the people that are there. If your man gets killed, that's on you, because you might have done something stupid. You might have went to the wrong people or came incorrect. And now somebody lost their life because you decided to get all wild and crazy in the wrong moments, and now somebody's life is in danger. Different, yes, we're talking about the SFL, we're talking about computers, but I'm responsible for all these guys. If Derrick saw me in Gen Chat popping off, I promise you he'll jump in there. I promise you Jacob would jump in there. A lot of these people would jump in there to come to my defense, but that's not what I want. I don't want that for them. I don't want that heat. They're going to get heat anyways, right? Like, for what teams may see, why add more fuel to that fire? And we talk about balance of life. I want you to have fun. I don't want you to have to go on your phone and see some drama. I don't want you to go on your phone and feel you're getting attacked because of an association with somebody. I don't want that. I want you to have fun and be in an environment that is supportive, but isn't going to be toxic. You got some great leaders like Derrick in that room who have really shown the example to these rookies what to be. And that's what you need. And that's what I'm saying. All respect, I hope Sipe does well. I really do. And I've told him that when he was popping off on Jacob, saying you could have took me twice, that wasn't right, bro. That's what I'm talking about, is instead of being that understanding and saying, well, I got a place now. I'm where I'm at, focusing on Jacksonville. You came back and wanted to say something about Portland. And that's when I came in and said, hey, Sipe, we had needs. And I just explained to you, we had needs. We did. If we didn't get the people we did, I'd be just like these other teams who have to wait for players to come in to grab them on their squad. That's very difficult to win when you have to do that.
It is.
So if you couldn't understand that and you said, and I get it. When somebody don't pick you, it hurts. I get it. But that's where I want to see my leader who is going to be understanding team needs versus personal needs. And maybe it wasn't cascaded that way, but that's what it was shown. When you tag Jacob in another server and to say something about my owner, that's not cool. You know, that's going to show me that character, who you are. And again, everybody has a way of doing it, but that's just going to show that the mentality you have. And I'd rather have a quarterback who be humble about where they're at and what they're doing. I mean, Jive, you know, to give him more credit, told us whether you pick me first or you pick me last, as long as I'm picked, I'm appreciated. That's the type of people we want in Portland, who are appreciative and want to be here, because I'm going to give them everything I have. I care for these guys. I work hard for these guys. I send out a review about how I am as a general manager to these guys because I care about getting better for them. That's real, that I do that for my team to get better. Portland players, we don't lose them as often. This year, yes, but we don't normally lose them that bad, right? So it's again where I take a lot of pride in what I do. Ben, my assistant GM with me, we talk about player retention. It's important to us. And the only way you're going to really retain players is ensuring that they're happy and ensuring that they feel included and they feel inclusive and they're able to have that type of experience. But, you know, again, I want to make it clear, I hope the best for Sight. But that's something that he needs to look at, to realize that if you're causing drama when you're picked and everybody's coming after you because of how you are, do you really want to go about this league like that? You may not care, right? But adding that extra sauce, it's not really necessary. You know, I'll give a good example. Pickler from when he started to now is night and day. Pickler is more calculated, understanding. Yeah, he'll push the envelope once in a while, but he knows how to do it better than I feel like before. Before, he was just attacked every single time. But when you knew the guy, and I always tell this to people, because I used to think the same way, like, man, this dude is such a dick. But he's not. He is really a good person, man. Talking to him, I had one of the best conversations I ever had with Pickler. And I think getting to know him and understanding how he calculates and he moves made me understand the person and realize that he actually is a really good dude. And he's now chilled out to where, yes, he'll still come out with the press conferences and everything like that and push that envelope. But I think he does it in a better way than he did before. And that may be the growth that Sight has to go through as well. But there's that confidence. I don't have to show confidence by attacking others, or I don't have to show confidence in any other way. You know I'm confident. You can see it through the camera, right? There is no breaking the person I am. I know who I am. I'm solid, and nobody's going to change that. And sometimes folks got to learn that different ways. I learned it my way. They got to learn it their own way. But your brand really matters. And I really focus on that. And, you know, I think KJ Alexio kind of alluded to that. You have to really focus on your brand too. You got to, what people say about you, you need to hear that, because then you got to make sure that your perceived brand is good. That should be something strong. When somebody says your name, it should be positive things being spoken about, not negative. So, like I said, all best of luck to him. I think we got an amazing quarterback in Jive. I think he's going to do amazing. He did great in his you know, SFL performance in the championship game. Yeah, they didn't win it, but he did really, really well. And, you know, again, it fell the way that we felt like it needed to fall, but he showed that character on team first versus being me first. And that's never going to be a Portland thing. Portland is all about we, not about me. And they know that. I'll give up everything for these guys. So I have one more question for you, Ashley, though. Don't be trying to sell me short.
Because listen, because you know this already going to be 4 hours, man. You already...
This is the last one. This is the last one. I think this is giving... So you asked us how we felt with the 2-10 season, and I gave you the understanding. It was difficult, but you learn things, and you know, you learn how to be better. And I know Arizona, you guys didn't have the season you wanted. You went from going to the playoffs to not going, right? So how was that experience? What did you guys have to go through in that? I did see losses of key players also, just like how we did in Portland. And you guys are more seasoned. So I want to hear that, because you're a seasoned QB as well as a seasoned GM. Eddie's a seasoned owner now and a seasoned player of this league. Mm-hmm. So to hear maybe the perspective of what you guys went through, not making the playoffs after going so far the year prior, and what did you guys learn? What did you learn through that experience as a general manager on maybe how you engage with your players, or maybe how you and Eddie engage with your co-GM? How did that dynamic change? And then, what did you learn that you maybe are going to implement this year, not on a coaching standpoint, but because you're the GM, but from the GM standpoint, to ensure key members stay key members,
Okay. You asked like about 5-6 different questions right there, you know that, right? It wasn't that one. Right. So I'm gonna try my best.
It was one.
It was one with a lot of sections.
A lot of sections, yes.
1A, 1B. I got you. All right. So, of course, we weren't happy about it. I mean, when you go from damn near making it to the championship to 5-7, you take a step back and wonder where you went wrong. A lot of times first off, to start the season, we did Tyler's show, Eddie and I said we were going 10-2. He said we were going 12-0. That was the first mistake. He will sit here and tell you that as a coach and as an owner, that you are not supposed to say that you lose in the game. I totally agree with him.
Yeah.
But it's different when you tell us that, and then you got to be real, right? Everybody's making changes. Everybody is making, adding players to their roster that's ideally making their team better. Coaches are getting better at implementing the plays that they need to, and even understanding the AI and how it works to be able to manipulate it in a way to get it to do what you want to do. So for me to sit here and say 12-0, it's mighty presumptuous. I can't do that. And I think when you kind of put a target on your back, people are going to be working extra hard just because you said that.
Just like we spoke about before, right? Like,
right.
You don't want to add more fuel to what you already get.
Right. But with that, you also you have to learn a certain way. Like even when you were talking about sight, and in comparison to Johnny had to go through being the way he was in order to grow to where he is. So me seeing sight in the way he is right now, and even Moon, in all of them, the way Sipe and Moon are very similar, and they don't even see it, which is crazy to me. They sit and they argue back and forth with this stuff, but they're very similar. They have the same passion and drive. They just don't see it. But back to what I was saying about my team. That kind of just been messing with me because I've been seeing it all freaking for the past couple few weeks. I'm like, just cut it out, y'all. But we definitely had to make some changes. When people, they know I like to pass, right? So you have to implement other things that will fool the opponents. Losing the Hands brothers threw us off. We weren't expecting that. When you have a team build that you count on, and all of a sudden they tell you, getting a free agency, hey, we ain't coming back. If I would have known that a few days ago, I would have been able to get some more people. But now I got.
Yeah, we had a couple of situations like that too. Yeah.
So it's like you have to be able to prepare for the worst. And as soon as I knew during the free agency show they were going to do that, I immediately hopped on the horn and tried to find whomever, even if I had to get somebody out of retirement. And I got EJ out of retirement, and he's been happy ever since. So I will not hesitate to go even a couple seasons back. Hey, your bill's still good. Hey, I might need you. But it's understanding the fact that despite anything that you go through, despite the hardships, the setbacks, the lost games, you got to find a way to bounce back, because you do have 22 other people that you're looking out for, that are paying their money to have a particular experience. And while you cannot guarantee a win, you do want to guarantee good camaraderie, a good locker room, a place where they can feel safe to speak about whatever they want to. And I think that's what we do in Arizona really well. We don't have too much turnover. We lost a few because they had life to deal with, straight up. I can't knock you for that. Some people wanted to go play with their friends. I get that too. And that's fine. I don't want you to be on my team. If you have aspirations and you really want to do something else, do that. Go and be happy. And I will find someone. At the end of the day, you
want the happiness. Yep.
Exactly. Because I know that's ultimately what we all want, because you stay. We're gonna be cool after all this. I don't care what team you on. It could be Canton, it could be Baltimore, it could be Portland. I don't care. I consider myself in everybody's locker room anyway. So it's about how you come back, and Arizona has plans on how to implement different player schemes, different just different ways of doing things, thinking completely outside of the box, because that is one of the best pieces of advice from a coaching standpoint that I received from Mighty, is to think outside the box. That's the reason why they were so hard to prepare for. That's the reason why they have 3 rings. Because you can't be complacent, and you can't be too comfortable in the things that you were doing that got you over the top the previous seasons, because people are going to prepare for that. Yeah. Which is what Arizona did. We became too complacent. And now that we've learned that lesson, won't happen again. I feel that we're definitely going to, damn sure going to do better than 5 and 7. I tell you that. We're going to be in the damn playoffs. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Yeah, I think again, it goes on both sides, right? Like everybody plans, right? Like nobody's half-assing it no more, I think, in this league. Every organization is doing their damn best to try to bring the best product on. And, I think folks forget that. They're like, man, you went 2 against facing Baltimore, Vancouver, like some people that are out here that are really doing very well. And we only lost by a marginal loss. So am I really that mad? Nah, I'm looking at it like, cool, there's something else that we got to tweak to get better. There's something else that we have to do to be there. And it's all respects to them, right? It's competitive, right? So when we face them, of course, it's on and popping. But I have respect for everybody in this league, even to the new owners. It's not easy out here, man. It's not easy to keep your brand, relevant. Yeah. And you can see where if you don't keep your brand relevant, you could suffer. People don't want to come to your team. People don't want to play for you. You got to always do X, Y, Z to move mountains. And though I feel like those teams aren't in the league no more. I feel like those teams aren't there. I mean, people used to go on St. Louis, now Motor City, right? But I mean, I respect those guys because they put in the work. They put people through the league that are superstars, whether they're still on their team or not. Like, you can't knock a team like that, right? I was with a bad team, and that made me realize that I didn't want to have that same experience with these guys. These guys' experience means the world to me, because I had such a terrible experience in this league that I think if I was gone, I was out of this league that following year after being with the New Orleans Pharaohs. I mean, it was trash. I tell Xander Gold, he was the only reason him and Deezer Powell, only 2 people I talked to when I was in the Pharaohs. Nobody talked to me. So why would I be part of a team that nobody talks to me? I'm out. I ain't spending no money on this. And that taught me to be where I'm at now, where these guys know it's all about the experience. It's all about them having a voice and being able to choose what they want to do, and us coming together to win this. When we win this, we all win this. It's not just me. This is every single person from Derrick on up, right? It's like everybody deserves a piece of that. Everybody got drank out of that cup because it's so big. But but actually, I don't want to take up all the time. That I feel like this thing's about to die any moment and kick me and Derrick out of here.
Hey, listen, it was a pleasure, y'all. Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Fantastic. Come on. Hey, Skippy.
What's up, Ash?
Not much, chilling, honey. Figured I had to get your, well, first of all, we've been talking, but I wanted to get your story out there as far as like who you really are, because you came into the league like blazing, like Like it was all gas, no brakes.
That's how my whole life is. That like this is me. This is what you get. I'm not. This is how I am.
I love it. I respect it, and I think that it keeps Curtis on his toes too, and it's never a dull moment. I bet you.
Never ever.
Cool. So it's really easy questions. Just basically we're just sitting back and just chilling with each other. Just gonna kind of let everybody know a little bit about you, get your feelings on, being drafted to Carolina, all that good stuff.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm so hyped. I'm beyond hyped.
I can hear it in your voice and I love it. I love it. All right,
these are my people.
And listen, when I saw that, I was like, it's perfect. It's freaking perfect. So when I get my spices, typically, I go to the Cab Farmers Market, which is a really big farmers market, like a world farmers market. You can get all kinds of things, right? And so they have these big containers of like pepper, salt, ginger powder, marsala, whatever you need. And it's about $2-3. I think the most I paid for like a big thing of spices like that was about maybe $5, and they last for months. And I like to just make my own kind of house blend, and it's usually it's usually like salt. A little. I've omitted the salt because I like to kind of do something different with that. So it'll be like something that contains salt, right? So like a Slap Your Mama or a Cajun seasoning.
Right.
And it's 1 tablespoon of everything. So it's like a tablespoon of like Slap Your Mama or Cajun seasoning, and then it's 1 tablespoon of sugar, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, maybe some Sazon seasoning, which is like this. I don't know if you ever seen like Goya Sazon, but it's like saffron seasoning pack. Okay, and I put that in there too, and like that's my house seasoning. So that's my basis for everything that I cook. If it depends on what I'm doing, if I might take something out, if I don't want it to be too red in color, I might add some turmeric in there or something like that to give it a different color or a different kind of flavor. But it's kind of easier to mix your own spices because you can buy everything and then like you have spices for days.
Well, we're both of Cajun heritage, so we stick to Cajun Holy Trinity, which is the celery, onion, and I think green pepper, and as well as a little body, like I was telling you earlier.
Now, isn't that different too? Because isn't it okay? It's. I've heard it with the celery, the onion, and the bell peppers. Then I've heard celery, garlic, and onion and bell pepper. But then that's not 3. That's like 4. So like.
Yeah, we use the garlic too. You gotta have the garlic.
So those 3 ingredients are your basic foundation, and then you add the garlic after those have sauteed, and then cool. See, you learn something new every day. Every day.
I thought about you earlier because you're in Atlanta, right?
Mm-hmm.
My daughter is in Atlanta right now. She just she called me earlier and said, "Hey, Dad, I just want to let you know I made it."
Okay.
So in Atlanta right now. So I was like, "Oh shoot, AJ is out there, and I have a cousin out there." But yeah,
that would be nice if I could meet her. Then maybe y'all can come with her next time. Y'all can come over. Have dinner.
She went for a company event.
Gotcha.
And but they go out there every year for like a convention.
Nice. Okay, well, hey, maybe you can accompany and y'all can come by and, make you a nice meal.
She invited, but they went by van, so they drove.
Okay.
Nah, that's not me.
Yeah.
Nah, I cannot be in a car that long. No, I gotta fly. I'm a real big fan of flying because I like to get there within, a reasonable amount of time and have more time to enjoy myself.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I can dig that. I'm still getting used to flying. First time I flew was last year. Very first time.
To the convention?
Yes. And when I tell you, okay, I don't mind the takeoff. I actually kind of like the takeoff because you go real fast, booming down there. I don't know how fast you're going, but I like it. Then you just take off and it's just nice and smooth and you don't feel anything. But it's that landing thing, man. Hey, we get ready. Hey, y'all, fasten your seatbelts. Make sure, okay, let's get there. You got us there. We right here. We at the finish line, please.
Yeah, I used to work for an airline, for American Airlines. So
okay,
I did a lot of flying, earlier in my life, and but the worst landing experience I ever had is with Spirit. I will never fly Spirit again in my life, especially. It's like this pilot must have been fresh out of pilot school. And the plane, she said that, okay, we're 45 minutes out, we're almost there. Ashley, it took an hour and a half before we actually landed. Then when we did land, she hit that runway so hard. That plane, I'm no joke, that plane bounced like 3 times. And after that, I was like, nah, I'm done. I'm done with Spirit. So I was actually
That's all I want to tell you. But
it's all good.
All right, cool. So I'm gonna get started. First of all, thank y'all for being here. Really appreciate it. Nelson, I know it was supposed to be just you and I, but it's funny that Derrick hit me up. Actually, it seemed like all of y'all were hitting me up at the same time. I had Gene say hi. He was just saying hi. And then Derrick was like, hey, you want me on the show? I'll be happy. So I said, all right, cool. That'd be dope because Nelson's on. So y'all both could be on at the same time. So
and you know what? We really do care for one another. So it's like, honestly, to have Derrick here, it's all good. Like, I'm actually really happy because, Derrick's somebody who we drafted our first season, season 15. And, Derrick knows beyond, like, I really do care for the players, and I remember that the time we drafted him, because his draft story, and I don't know if he shared it yet or anything like that, so I don't want to steal his thunder. But his draft pick was very memorable because of how it happened, right? The context of it, because we wanted Derrick, and this is now we can go past it, right? We wanted Derrick originally as our quarterback. We had an opportunity to get a quarterback that was a little bit more at that level that everybody wants a quarterback to be. So unfortunately, we couldn't make that work. And when I saw Derrick not get drafted, I came out, was like, bro, keep your head up. Please, like, don't lose out on what you could do in this league. You're an amazing player, an amazing person. I was like, honestly, man, like, just keep your head up, and we would love to have you one day, right? And Derrick's like, yo, I appreciate it. Everything else is like, that's love. And and I really meant it because Derrick is a person who, when you hear him talk, man, it's just, you get enamored with Derrick when he speaks because he has such a conviction. And he has such a way of getting people riled up and pumped. So long and behold, the draft happened. And then I don't ever look at comments, okay? When I'm doing the draft, I don't look at nothing. All right? I'm focused on the draft. I'm focused on also having fun. But this time something told me to look. And I look in the chat and Derrick puts, I only want to play for Portland. Now, this is the draft, of course, that everybody knows, 7 rounds. People was switching all over the place, right?
Right.
So that draft was really big, and Derrick went ahead, put that, but then he deletes it, right? So I go, hey, y'all see that? And we're on in the war room, and they're like, what happened? What happened? I was like, Derrick Major just said he didn't want to play for nobody else but Portland. He's like, for real? I was like, yes, for real. He was like, hit up Derrick now. Let's see what's going on. So we talked to Derrick. Derrick, then decided to come being our cornerback and has been our starting cornerback ever since. And I tell you, it's just for his belief in us, the way he believes in us, the way he speaks about us, the way he represents us is exactly what we want in Portland. And Derrick is there for us as much as we're there for him. And he knows that. He knows we go beyond the computer to really show that. But it means a lot. So to have him on here, for having such a great backstory with me, and I love season 15's draft. To draft 13 players, my first season as a GM, never knowing what's going on, to be able to get such a caliber player like Derrick at a steal, mind you, later on in that draft, it's really big, and it's going to be something to stick with. So him being on here tonight is just amazing, and I'm really happy, man. It does bring a lot of joy in my heart to have him.
Definitely, man. I appreciate those words. And I mean, it made it easier to make it. I just felt as if, once you guys drafted me, that decision was just, it's one of the best decisions I made. It's just a great locker room just to be in, all around. There's a great group of guys that has the same goal in mind, just to go out there and win games, do the best that we can, and to, reach our ultimate goal, and that's to win a championship, And I feel as if, this organization just, they care about the players, and they care about, what everybody wants. So, they do the best that they can to, bring guys in the locker room that has that same mindset. So, I mean, I'm excited. I'm always excited to see what's new, from the uniforms all the way down to the plays, and the new coaches that we have, like like C-class season, taking over, and that's really what I'm excited for, man. Our defense, we always, the team, we lean on our defense, and I just feel as if the guys that we drafted, and we got better, man. We're just gonna get better. We just have to keep going with the process, keep, believing in our coaches, and, we're going to get to where we need to be, no doubt. So, I'm just excited. I'm really excited. As I always tell Nelson, I always tell Mel, whenever they hit me up, man, whatever I need to do to make sure that we're in I'm in the right position to make plays, I'm going to do it, and that's what this type of guy that I am. And, this team let me be myself. They always move me around to make me be the best I can be. So, that's why I appreciate it. That's all I wanted, even from the day when I was going to get drafted. Even if I knew I was going to come into the pros as a quarterback, whatever I needed to do, if I had to play, line, kicker, or whatever it was for me to be able to, make sure I can help my team win, that's what I was going to do. So, and, Portland was the only team that pretty much just, respected me for that, understood where I wanted to be in this league. So, I just feel as if, I have to, I owe them pretty much. So I can't go out without a championship. That's all I'm going to say, man. I'm going to, until that happens, I got to be in Portland, man. So, until they don't want me no more, of course. But,
that ain't going to happen, man. Don't even say that. That ain't even, look, for y'all to hear that will never happen. Never happen.
But, it's, but it's great, man. It's a great group of guys and women up in that locker room. So, I'm just excited for the future.
It's funny because we started recording and the conversation got so engulfed in the conversation that I forgot to introduce you to. So, SFL Nation, welcome back to SFL Nights and my fourth and goal interview that features some fantastic Portland fleet owners. And I was just telling them off camera that it seems like Portland
considering going to a convention at the last minute. This was my wife was braiding my hair the other night, and I was looking at the airline fares were cheap. They were like $165 round trip. It's like, cool, I could pull that. And then I looked at Luxor. Luxor have some of the cheapest hotel prices. It was like $55 a night. Cool, it's looking better. And I'm talking to her, telling her, hey babe, I think I might go to the convention. You cool with that? because she doesn't have any vacation time right now. So it was just been me, and she was like, yeah, go ahead. But the whole time I wasn't getting is that Evan's birthday is on the 12th. And it slipped my mind. And when it hit me, I was like, oh crap. I felt horrible. I absolutely felt horrible. I'm like, nah, I can't do it. Because I know how my mindset is when it comes to the time around his birthday. Right. And it wouldn't be conducive for me to have fun. And his birthday is the 12th, and so we'll just be celebrating his birthday here. Yeah. But I was close. So
understand. Well, definitely be there in spirit, I know,
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll definitely check in with you, to check in with y'all and make sure, good, things like that. But definitely understandable. Have you heard anything else about the case?
It's funny you ask. I reached out to the detective yesterday because I haven't heard anything lately, so I just called to get the status. But right now, I know the detective, he has been out with surgeries and illnesses that he's had, so that has further slowed down the case. But I'm waiting to hear back from him just to see what's what. And there's some things that have transpired, but
okay,
I really can't say too much.
Understood.
Right. Yeah,
I definitely understand. And if you prefer to have this part kind of cut out, I can definitely. But that was just me asking.
Well, no, I want you as well as the SFL community to know that there are some positive things that have transpired.
Okay.
But we're just waiting to see what comes up of it.
Understood. All right. Thank you for being here, and we're gonna get started. Okay.
Okay. Thank you for having me, by the way.
At any time. I don't know why y'all be waiting till I have to ask you. I mean, y'all could have been back on here. I know y'all gonna learn.
Things have been crazy. My AC has gone out. Ooh. And in Texas, where it's in the summertime at least 93 degrees, you don't need your AC going out in the summer. So I contacted my home warranty company. They had a contractor come out. Mm-hmm. He said, oh no, this unit needs to be replaced. That was 2 weeks ago. So I'm still waiting on the part to come in. And but in the meantime, I went and bought a window unit and put it in the bedroom. So at least we can sleep comfortably. And that's where we are. So this room right now has no AC. Ooh. But I'm good.
Man, okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna get this rolling. Do you hear me? You won't be in there. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. And I know I've like my AC has went out in my apartment before, and I live upstairs, so heat rises, and I'll be like, oh no. And you got to have your house. It's crazy because you have to have, and this may help somebody that's listening, but if you set your AC cool at night, and then as the day goes on, your house will stay cool all day because you set it at night to whatever temperature that you want it. But if you wait until turning on your AC in the middle of the day and think that that's really going to cool off quick, you're going to wait forever. Yeah. So hopefully that helps somebody.
Right. Yeah.